Good morning. Welcome to BreitWerks. Today, what we're working on is a chain box, and on occasion, you'll find a 911 that leaks from where the chain box meets the case. And you look at it and you say, oh, maybe we throw some more RTV on there or put some kind of sealing goop, when instead one of the other options you have is to flatten this surface out. Now we've already flattened the surface out that's on the case, so you can see we've started here, nice shiny metal up here, but you can see this is very dull. So basically what we do is we get a nice flat surface. Here we have a piece of glass, and we'll use a mixture of 400 and 800 grit sandpaper. We're not trying to take a lot of metal off, we're simply trying to lap these surfaces. If we could, we would lap them together, but that proves very, very difficult. So what we will do is we will wet sand this basically with our sandpaper being on a piece of very flat glass. So we're going to try and get rid of all of this stuff here. Nice shiny metal, something for our gasket to bite into. First thing we want to do, we've got this surface nice and wet. I do this over near a sink so that rinsing and wetting it down is pretty easy. So we'll wet this, and then we will place it onto our sandpaper. And I like to grab in the middle or at the top in the middle. Don't want to get an angle on this, so we'll push straight down and basically move this guy back and forth and in a circle. And we will do this for as long as it takes, back and forth, to keep everything even. We'll flip it around, work it in the other direction. That way our hand pressure is not warping the surfaces that we're going for here. So we'll keep going back and forth just like that, keeping it on the flat surface. We're not trying to do this with a Dremel. We're not trying to do this with a band sander. We're just basically trying to get this surface flat. And we'll know it's time to rinse it when you see your sandpaper start to get nice gray material on there. That's your magnesium coming off of this. In some cases it'll be aluminum. So we'll take this over, rinse it off, and we're constantly trying to make sure that we're not taking off too much material. We only want to take off the bare minimum necessary. We are not changing this dimension. We're just cleaning up the corrosion that's on the sealing surface. So I'm going to keep going, put you on time lapse, and thanks for watching. Alright, so we've gotten this guy pretty flat. I've rubbed some Prussian blue on there. You can call it Dykem. Prussian blue is a little easier to find at the store. So I wanted to do that so I can show you how this surface cleaned up nice and flat. So we'll finish it up. Now don't push down too hard. It's almost like a Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off. Once you get the feel of it, you'll actually be able to go in circular motion instead of just straight up and down. So a nice circular motion, keeping everything flat. You will get to the point where you say, oh, I'm just gonna take my sandpaper, I'm gonna rub out that one spot, but that defeats the purpose. The purpose here is to keep this as flat as possible. So by taking a piece of sandpaper and just rubbing on one spot where you see corrosion, you're going to create a depression there. That's the opposite of what we're trying to do. So a couple more passes on our sandpaper. A quick little rinse. and you can see we have a nice, shiny, smooth, flat surface that will allow us to give that gasket its best possible chance of making sure that the motor does not leak. There's lots of other spots on the 911 engine that you can do this. You can pull these studs, you can do it on the front. It's tough to do that with the shaft here where your chain idler rides, but you can do this on your valve covers. And we're actually going to lap in cylinders. We'll do a video on that, lapping in cylinders that don't use a head gasket or a flame ring. So this guy is finished up. He's ready. We'll move on. We'll get the other chain box from the other side, and we'll be able to install our gaskets and sleep well at night knowing we've done everything we can possibly do to ensure there's no leak that's coming from the case to the chain box. Thanks for watching.